woke up to the sound of explosions in the distance, my heart pounding in my chest. It was the Vietnam War, and I was just a young soldier caught in the middle of it all. The horror of the situation was suffocating, and the dense jungle seemed to hold unknown terrors within their depths. Our mission was simple: patrol the treacherous terrain, gather intelligence, and survive. Little did I know the true extent of the horrors that awaited me in those unforgiving jungles. One misty morning, our platoon ventured deep into enemy territory. The humidity clung to us like a wet blanket, and the dense foliage swallowed us whole, obscuring our every move. Each step was met with an overwhelming sense of unease, as if the very air was filled with an impending doom. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. The cheerful chirping of birds came to an abrupt halt, and an eerie silence settled upon us. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end as we entered a clearing. Fallen leaves covered the ground, concealing the scars of past battles. With caution, we pressed forward, senses heightened by an unsettling presence. Shadows danced among the trees, and faint whispers floated on the wind, their words barely audible but sending chills down my spine. Fear tightened its grip on me, and a shroud of darkness seemed to engulf my very soul. That's when we stumbled upon a forgotten village, its huts worn and crumbling, reclaimed by nature. It was as if time had stood still, leaving behind an atmosphere of desolation and sorrow. The air was heavy with an unspoken tragedy, a haunting reminder of lives shattered by war. Driven by a mixture of curiosity and dread, we ventured further, uncovering fragments of the past. Blood-stained clothes lay discarded, and photographs riddled with bullet holes depicted faces frozen in agony. It felt as if the ghosts of those lost were still trapped in this forsaken place, their pain and anguish lingering within the ruins. But the true horror manifested within a dilapidated hut. Inside, a makeshift shrine stood, adorned with faded photographs and crude drawings. Candles flickered, casting macabre shadows on the decaying walls. The air reeked of decay, as if the spirits of the fallen had infused the very essence of the place. The faces in the pictures appeared distorted, their eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and vengeance. As I turned my gaze toward a darkened corner, a figure emerged. It was ethereal, translucent, and clad in tattered garments. My heart skipped a beat as I raised my weapon, but the ghostly entity pierced through me with eyes filled with sorrow and rage. Its blood-curdling scream shattered the silence, echoing through the night. Panic gripped our squad as more specters materialized from the shadows, their haunting cries blending with the cacophony of war. In a desperate attempt to escape the nightmarish apparitions, we fled the village, their anguished presence haunting us through the dense jungle. Faces appeared between the trees, their hollow eyes gleaming with malevolence. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp, as if the jungle itself had transformed into a sinister labyrinth, intent on consuming our souls. One by one, my comrades succumbed to the horrors that pursued us. Some descended into madness, their screams merging with the distant sounds of gunfire. Others vanished without a trace, swallowed by the ever-present darkness. I, too, teetered on the edge of sanity, tormented by the whispers that followed me wherever I went. They whispered secrets and promises, enticing me into their spectral realm, a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred into a terrifying amalgamation.